Hello and welcome to one of my gift making videos. So today we're going to be making a face toner. Now face toners can be used to take off makeup, and they can just be used as part of a skincare regime to remove oil and dirt from the face. Now instead of buying one, you can quite easily make one from things that you have in your house. Now today I'm going to be using witch hazel, distilled witch hazel as a base, which obviously is something that you would need to buy, but you can use hydrosols as a base. Now do see my other video on how to make a hydrosol at home using just a saucepan. It's really helpful, really handy. So if you're going to be using a hydrosol that you've made yourself, would really recommend using rosemary, rose, bay, or chamomile. They make really great face toners. Now some of those are going to be slightly more drying, and you can tailor it depending on the skin type that the person has. So with somebody with more oily skin, then you could use a slightly more drying toner. So the more drying ones would tend to be rose, rosemary to some extent. So this is witch hazel, and this is quite drying. I say it's sort of mediumly drying. And that's what I'm going to use as a base. So really simple. I'm just going to use this bottle. Now this is a 30ml bottle, and I'm just going to pour distilled witch hazel in. There we go. And now I could just leave it just as distilled witch hazel. That would work perfectly well. But just to have a little bit of added antibacterial properties and just some great skin properties, I can add some tea tree. Now this is tea tree essential oil. This is fine for the face. And again, you can use this for people with maybe more problem skin, and people with a greasier skin. And then I've got just a lavender essential oil, and this you can use for pretty much any skin type, and it's well tolerated. Now I'm only going to use one drop, and this is a 30ml bottle. So I'm just going to add the one drop. So just the one drop of lavender essential oil, or I could use the one drop of the tea tree essential oil. Just pop the lid on. Now this toner, if you're using distilled witch hazel, it's got a slightly longer shelf life, so I would say up to a year with distilled witch hazel. If you're using a hydrosol, if it's a bought one, they tend to have a slightly longer shelf life because they often have preservatives in them. If you're using a homemade hydrosol, then it's going to have a much lower shelf life, shorter shelf life, and you do need to make sure that it's not going to go mouldy. So you might want to add either some kind of preservative, and do have a look at the instructions on my hydrosol video for more details on that. So this now is a great present that you can make for someone, or you can make for yourself as well. So you can just use it, as I said, as a face toner. Really great if you're doing sustainable Christmas, for example, and you want to give it to somebody to maybe give it to them with the recipe, which I'll put on the screen, and you can just give it to them with the recipe, and then they can make their own from then on. So it's a great gift. Do comment if you've tried it, if you've got a recipe that you really love yourself, and don't forget to subscribe.